Bear with me, bear with me. Alrighty, so we're going to do a bit of a throwing test. I've never thrown this thing yet, but I'll try it. Again, big heavy knife like this, the very blade heavy, so the balance point is somewhere right about there. That's where I want to throw it. Now, every knife I've ever thrown, I think this one clearly says it all. You just wouldn't want to get hit. Not just a moderate throw. Finding the balance point on some of these big knives is a little bit, again, look at that for damage. Now, if I put some effort into it, and I throw it handle first, with little to no spin, I'll stick it in hilt first and embarrass the crap out of myself. But that's okay. That's what do-overs are for. That was just a warm-up run. Maybe it does throw better the other way. Careful. That's my archery target, so I can't bust it too much. Ah, there we go. Nice throw. I think it's stuck to the log. Yeah, it definitely stuck to the log. I'm going to have to get a new archery target. Easy to break a big knife like that when you throw them. I find they always tend to throw best handle first. Okay, where am I here? There we go. Yeah, look at that for a... Yeah, it kind of says it all. There we go. That says it all. You definitely don't want to get hit by this thing. Point of these tests, just, give you some handling characteristics. Again, this is a bush knife. This is not really a combat knife that it's meant out to be. It does best as a bush knife. There we go. That's the penetration you get into this thing. Trust me, this thing is pretty darn tough. Let's see if I can get a good... I mean, that's... the reason why I'm having such a hard time with my camera here is I'm, got it on the front angle. But there we go. So, again, we see very powerful knife for chopping, and definitely got a good tip on it. This thing is it's a tough. It's been hit with the axe many times and doesn't bust. So, sticking that in there, that's a good test for it. Prying, wouldn't want to pry too much. Throwing it sideways would probably end up damaging here and here, but throwing it handle first is not so bad. But it seemed to throw better actually blade first. I was kind of surprised. I figured it would be better first. That big dog. But yeah, there we go. Ontario SP10 Marine Raider. Very cool knife. I paid approximately $103 for it Canadian. This is mainly my trapping knife, so that was the first time I ever actually threw it. So you worry about the tip on it. I mean, a tip like that, I mean, you could snap that easy. So if you're not a good throw, this is not the knife I would start with. But again, the balance point was somewhere around here, right around there, and that's where you get the back camera to get it in there. That's where you get your best flip, so to speak. If you grab it too far down, you'll get too much rotation. The knife will hit sideways. You'll end up bending the knife, busting knife, whatever. But this thing is built like a tank, but it's not a throwing knife. A throwing and handle, because again, the blade's slightly forward, you really got to kind of let it release a little bit higher up, where my other combat knives, I tend to release right about here. This seems like I got to release about here. But anyway, that's kind of the... yeah, there we go. That was funny. Yeah, but you get the idea. So, excellent knife. Can't recommend it enough. Would not recommend it as a fighting knife. It's just too big, too bulky. The geometry, this is a bush knife. That's what it is. Would it work? Yeah, of course, if you got hit by it, we know what kind of destruction we'd expect. But, yeah, that's what it is. What it is. And I like it. And I can't read. They're sharp. Very sharp. Surprisingly sharp for... I'm still on the factory sharpening. And it's surprisingly sharp for what it is. So, can't recommend it enough. 1095 steel. It's just big. Check out the specs. Overall, it's like 14 or 15 inches long, 9.5 on the blade, or 9 inches on the blade, or whatever. Again, we got a lot of meat there. It's not quite a 1/4 inch, but just about. And everything on this is just it's a tank. It's a tank. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Rate, subscribe, and get yourself a good knife. Oh, I can't believe that. Okay, bear with me. Bear with me. Alrighty, so we're going to do a bit of a throwing test. I've never thrown this thing yet, but I'll try it. Again, big heavy knife like this, the very blade heavy, so the balance point is somewhere right about there. That's where I want to throw it from. Now, every knife I've ever thrown, I think this one clearly says it all. You just wouldn't want to get hit. Not just a moderate throw. Finding the balance point on some of these big knives is a little bit, again, look at that for damage. Now, if I put some effort into it, and I throw it handle first,